Uh, I don't think anything on here I want to watch. Men versus Men. The truth about masculinity. I watch a little bit of it, but if it gets stupid, my nigga, I'm getting off.
I remember one time I was walking on the street and this woman kept turning behind and I was like, oh, what's behind me? But then I realized I was a person that she was afraid of.
I apologize for my actions and
Anybody in here remember the Protector?
things that I've done, but I don't apologize for me. I like me. I'm awesome.
I hate being a people pleaser, but at the same time, there's that flip side where the truth does hurt sometimes.
I made the mistake of saying I'd leave her if she was a dog.
Yeah, like
It didn't go well at all.
I'm not gonna lie. No, let me not say it. Do all men think the same? Obviously not.
Men are lonelier today than ever before.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie though, men is definitely lonelier today. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't like when people just try to make it seem like it's only women's fault for men being alone. It's a lot of niggas' faults for just being alone and how they came up. Cause a lot of niggas think like they're old women just because they're a nice guy, but then nigga, you just want to hit, my nigga. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to it though. It's levels to it. Men are definitely lonelier today though.
I go out in LA a lot to different restaurants, and I always see lots of groups of women at tables just eating out, having a great time, socializing, and I rarely see like groups of guys. Like guys are like rarely hitting each other up. Like guys, let's go get brunch.
And you know why? I'm not gonna lie. Here's another reason why we so lonely, and this is one of the things that's our fault why we're so lonely. It's because we make ourselves be lonely because everything that we do that women do with their friends that make them seem so close, we would be called sus for doing it. We would call each other sus for doing certain things, and that makes us like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever see girls how easily they be making friends? Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're so pretty. You're pretty. Oh my god." Da, 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 da. Now they friends. Nigga, I want one of y'all to go outside, and I want y'all to look at a nigga, and I want y'all to be like, "Bro, you so handsome. Bro, you so handsome. We should be friends," and try not to get smacked. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's certain things that we can't do, bro. It's certain things that we can't do. Like, girls, right? They can go out. Like, one girl can take one of her other friends and go out to dinner at 9 p.m. Most niggas, when we go out to eat, it's a group of us. But, nigga, have you ever tried taking just one nigga out to eat at, like, 9 p.m.? Just as, like, friends? And then you got a server and it's just two niggas sitting across from each other at a restaurant. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's different connotations with it. So sometimes we be lonely because it just be our fault because we just don't want to, like, do certain things. Like, nigga, will you go out to eat with a nigga at 9 p.m. just you and him and y'all at a table and y'all sitting across from each other? How would you feel if your man's invited you out? Hey, bro, it's this nice restaurant. I think we should go out. Like, oh, what time? Like lunch? No. Like 9 p.m.
It's like five guys together getting brunch. A lot of these restaurants.
See, it got to be a certain time.
You just see packs of
niggas do call anything gay.
Social circles within women really embracing kind of like just being together and having a good time. I always experience it when I go to the movies. It's like it's rare that I would hit up one of the guys. Be like, hey, you want to go to a movie with me? Like
exactly, because the one-on-one with a guy is like super taboo and awkward, but girls have like no issue with that, right? Girls,
that's
like,
what I said.
I'm gonna go get lunch with my one girlfriend, and we're gonna go hang out. If I just ask one of my buddies, hey, you and me, let's just go grab lunch, that just feels weird. Maybe it shouldn't, but it does.
I think, for me,
I'm not even gonna lie and not even trying to like come with these niggas. I don't feel like they grab the most masculine niggas to talk about masculinity. Not trying to judge off the rip. I'm just saying, like the vibe. I just don't feel like they grabbed the most masculine niggas for this conversation. But then if you would have grabbed the most masculine niggas, maybe you would see the toxicity of it. Cause now I'm saying, niggas like a bunch of the most masculine niggas, like I said, gonna call shit gay.
It's like neutral. I'll probably move to like somewhat disagree because I think for me, like I've noticed as I've gotten older, when I was younger, it was harder for me to make male friends. And I wasn't like out at the time. I didn't even know I was really gay, but it just seemed like men
Oh, he is
clicked
gay.
with each other more than what I was seeing. But I wasn't.
Are they all gay?
Fitting in with that. As I was getting older and I was trying to figure out who I was, and I was super anxious, and I'm like an anxious person to this day. I'm just not the greatest at communicating frustrations or even like happiness and stuff like that. So that kind of just maintained that constant reserved, like apathetic kind of monotone outlook I have on life. So as time's gone by, with my feminine traits being more noticeable, or like even now me like identifying as queer, I don't have issues having very close like best straight male friends, and going out to movies, dinners.
Hey, do any guy in here have a gay male friend? Is there any straight guys in here that have a gay guy friend? How is that? How is that dynamic? I've never seen that before. I've never seen a genuinely straight guy. Like, oh yeah, this my man's, and the nigga, hey, like I never, like, you know what I'm saying? I never seen that. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Oh yeah, this my man's Joey. Say what's up to Joey. Hi, I'm Joey. Like, I've never seen that before. It's chill. Bro tried to flirt with me, so I had to cut him off. See, it's shit like that. But then, you know, also thing is, not all gay people want you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can see how a straight guy can have a gay best friend. But I feel like as a guy, like, I don't have a gay friend because I feel like it wouldn't really be things we connect on. Not saying that it's not things that I could connect on with gay people, but I just don't really see what would be the connection. And then, like, I wouldn't want him to be attracted to me, but then if he's not attracted to me, I would kind of be offended. Cause like, nigga, you telling me you gay and you my friend and you don't want to hit me? Like, I feel like that's kind of offensive. Y'all not really like hearing me out. No. Hear me out though. Like, I feel like it's like a double-edged sword. No, hear me out. It's like a double-edged sword, right? If I had a gay friend, I'll be like, I hope that he's not attracted to me. But then if he's not attracted to me, I'll be like, damn, I'm ugly. All right, bro. See, y'all niggas, y'all not mature enough for this conversation. Nobody understand what I'm saying. Like, imagine you had a gay friend, nigga, and that nigga don't want to hit you. You gonna be like, damn, I'm that ugly? Like, you... All right, bro.
Hanging out, we have like intimate relationships, not like romantic, but just like intimate, genuine connections that I think is hard for men to make with each other without stigma. And now I'm seeing it's getting easier for me to have straight, masculine male friends, especially in the military, and no one bats an eye, versus I'm sure back then maybe it was a little bit harder if you had a gay male friend or just a guy around you all the time in your room or something. I think it's gotten better.
When I was a freshman in college,
Oh, shit.
I
Now, nigga, you knew where you was pulling up. This was the fit.
had friends that I hung out with. I had a group that I met in orientation, but I still ended up spending so much time distant from them because even though I hung out with them, I was a very different person to them. And every avenue in which I felt like there was parts of me maybe I could share with them, I would also feel like they might judge me for it. Particularly because a lot of the friends, you know, I exist on a weird precipice. I'm a conservative, but I have a lot of what might be considered more liberal hobbies.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, my nigga. This fit is trash, my nigga. Do y'all see this shit? This nigga pulled up with dark purple Crocs, salmon color shorts. What is that, nigga? A button down top with flowers? With purple, bright purple flowers? With a black tank top? That's just not
Board
good,
games
bro.
and D&D
That shit is...
and video games, and a lot of those spaces are very heavily liberal dominant. There are parts of myself and my faith and my background that I don't often feel I can share with the men around me. Now, the obvious solution would be to formulate a community. But one thing I noticed is that especially out in LA, but really in a lot of cities, it is very difficult to find any kind of sense of community amongst men. And it's not just about hanging out, but it's about feeling like you're understood and heard. And I think the suicide rates of men speak for themselves. Sure, we have easier ways to talk to people online, but there's nothing that connection still isn't just there. There's something more to loneliness that I think there is something inside that drive to men. When I hang out with my friends now, I'm a dad and they're not. There's something they don't get about me and I don't get about them. They have this drive to do these things that I don't agree with, and I can't really talk to them about it because, for whatever reason.
Is the volume too low?
I just want to say, listening to you all, it's fascinating because you talk about superficial, and it is. And like, I find it fascinating that you all, like not you all, but it's uncomfortable to go somewhere with a friend one-on-one. And I find that a lot of males are sad and they are lonely because they do not have the space to feel like they can actually express emotions, because part of that protects against loneliness is vulnerability, and from that is intimacy. And it's not sex, it's just knowing that someone knows who you are through your soul. That will help protect against intimacy, but yet we can't have this if we can't go to lunch one-on-one.
I was raised to be tough.
How about this?
Alrighty, well, honestly, for me personally, like, I was raised primarily by women. My father wasn't really in the picture. My grandfathers were all away, and it was just kind of my mom, my aunts, and stuff like that. And we're a very traditional, like, Taiwanese little family. So the concept of like masculinity wasn't something I got introduced to until I kind of started going to school. But I was never pushed to be a certain way or to be aggressive, protective, any of the traditional roles that we would associate with like being tough.
So my dad's Japanese Hawaiian mix, and then I actually lived in Japan too, so I kind of got to experience that in Japan. They do kind of do like the suppression of feelings. So it's like very, very like mask, surface level. I hide myself, and like I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna scream. I'm just going to like, if someone's mad at me, I just kind of bear the brunt, kind of tough. There's a toughness built out of like positivity, and there's a toughness built out of negativity.
Being reserved.
Yeah.
If you're reserved, if you can be a reserved person, I think, which is what I kind of said somewhat, is that I learned from my dad.
Are they all gay? No, I don't think so.
He was a police officer, and for him, like, yeah, you could just be a tough guy. There's this idea of like machismo and showing yourself off. Sometimes the toughness comes from knowing when to turn the switch on and off, and that's that reserve level, which is why I put myself at somewhat, because I think most people believe that toughness is this idea of like, I go around, I'm the boss, I'm the man.
I was gonna say that's interesting because I'm over here for the exact flipped reason. Like, I was never raised on the idea that like suppressing emotions is tough. I was raised like you could express emotions. For me, when I was being brought up as tough, it was like, I don't know, what I would consider like the classical, like the 1980s tough of like, hey, if a kid at school is messing with you, you don't go tell the teacher, you handle it, right? Like those, like that's the sort of tough that I was taught. Like, you could get mad at things, you could be sad about things, but you gotta fix the problem and you gotta be self-reliant and handle it yourself. That's sort of what toughness more means to me. Like, I don't like what we call machismo, like that sort of toughness, because that feels like fake.
I have never
like,
said machismo
like
in my life.
Like, hey, real toughness is you can show emotions, but you got to take care of yourself. You got to handle your business, sort of thing.
Machismo's like the Chihuahua yapping.
Exactly, right? You got to be German Shepherd tough, not Chihuahua tough, right?
For me, there's like 3 interesting intersections that I dealt with. One is being black, another is being African, and then a third was just having a predominantly Muslim household. And all 3 of those groups have very kind of strong gender roles, very strong idea of what masculinity is and what a man should do and what a man should provide. And so growing up, especially just watching my own father and the men in my family, there really wasn't room for weakness or crying or being emotional. A lot of times, what I was taught was you have to work hard, you got to take care of your family, you got to stay strong, and it applied across all 3 kind of intersections of my identity. So really, it's been an interesting journey as I've gotten older to try to understand that maybe it is okay to have to be sad in some cases, or to seek out comfort when it comes to like emotional connection and things like that.
I had a very different upbringing. I was the youngest.
I didn't mean to mute. I meant to pause it. I do think it's good. It's good to be sad because a lot of niggas think that masculinity is like, don't be sad, which is just like, nigga, you gonna be sad. What you mean, don't be sad? The only thing I would say, which probably isn't the best advice, but it's just from my point of view, what I don't think niggas should do, I think it's good to express yourself, and it's good to cry. I just wouldn't recommend crying in front of women. Maybe like your family, but I'm talking like in a relationship. Let me know what y'all think. I don't think you should cry to your woman. I don't know why. Like, I just feel like, not saying she's gonna use it against you, but me, I just feel like, I don't know, bro. My man cried to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know it happens. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't really like crying in front of anybody, but definitely your girlfriend.
Others, and I grew up as the baby girl of the family, and so I've only been doing this man thing for about 5 years.
Oh.
And so,
wait, what?
As the baby girl of the family, I was the youngest of 2 brothers, and I grew up as the baby girl of the family, and so I've only was the youngest of 2 brothers, and I grew up as the baby girl of the family. And so I've only been doing this man thing for about 5 years.
Oh.
And so for me, I was always...
No offense, my nigga. I don't think you're qualified I just feel like I don't think you. How can I say this? This is about masculinity, men versus men. I just don't think you saying that you experienced being a man for 5 things, this man thing. What the fuck is this? Nigga, it ain't no man thing. It's what we are. It's not just you just, you know what I'm saying? You don't just put on the cape and now you man and then now you just, now this man thing I've been trying for 5 years from my experience. What? Why did they do this? Isn't this like, we supposed to be sharing the experience of a man and it's like something you grow up from, but you was a girl and then became a man. So it's not like you have the experience of the...
always allowed to express myself, to be soft. And I look to my dad for some of these masculine qualities, like being a provider. That's something that I hold also as well. But then I look to my mom for getting through really tough things. So both I have learned how to be tough, but in very different ways that I hold true today. And I think because I've lived
now production know what the fuck they doing, because now...
And then now recently. And so for me, toughness, there's a traditional part. There's the don't show emotions, be tough, be strong, be the provider.
You got it. I don't know why this is funny to me. Because it's like, okay, this is a trans man preaching to men about the experience of being a man. And these guys can't say shit. Because if they do... if they do, nigga, you are done. So these niggas gotta look at him, her. This nigga gotta look and just gotta be like this. All right. Oh, that's what it's like being a man? Okay. I ain't see it that way, no. Like, it's like, you just gotta look and nod and just, you right. They can't say shit. They can't even refute the shit.
Be masculine, but on the other side, I see women, and when I think of tough, I think of people who speak about sexual assault experiences, and that's something that I'm like, that's really tough to do, but they do it. I didn't know what trans was growing up, and so I didn't have an idea until really I entered my college years. And that is when I found out what it means to be a trans man. Everyone told me who I should be and what I should.
What age did y'all know that trans was a thing? You know what's crazy now? I feel like even kids know what trans are today. But when I was a kid, I didn't know what that was. I don't think I've ever knew what a trans was literally till high school. Like, I never knew what it was. But I feel like the age is much lower when you finally, like, you know, realize what that is.
To do with my
Because you
life.
hear it so much more now.
So being trans kind of felt like it was its own rebellion in a way, but it was a way to honor who I was as a person.
For me, it's like living with disability and neurodivergent. I was late identified with autism and ADHD, like for the past 5 years. So it was also kind of for me, like I was living in a world that wasn't designed for me, but also I grew up like with a dad who was like disabled as a kid. So I kind of saw like how culturally it's shameful and kind of stigma around that. And
that nigga shaped like a thumb, ain't he? His head, he kind of looked like, you know what this nigga kind of looked like? He kind of looked like these, bro. I'm not even going to hold you. That's off topic.
And also kind of seeing how it's being...
No, I'm not going to lie. No, look. No,
But also I grew up like with a dad who was like disabled.
This nigga is shaped like a fucking butt plug. That's kind of crazy. What the fuck? All right.
The kids. So I kind of saw like how culturally it's shameful and kind of stigma around that. And then also kind of seeing how it's being treated within my own family, how there's like kind of like, oh, it's bad luck to be disabled, everyone's just this way. I kind of watched my own family member like struggle to ask for help support because of the stigma.
I often compare myself to other men.
No. Y'all do? Do y'all compare yourself to other men?
Well, I think for me, so I grew up with 2 younger brothers. I grew up with.
I don't compare myself to other men.
And I think in that sense,
y'all do?
I think
Why? What do you compare?
We're always like comparing with each other. Like we did wrestling
I just
together,
don't
we
give
did
a
all these
fuck,
sports
bro.
together, rugby, sailing. So like, oh, I got a better time, or like we played video, like all these things. We would just compare with each other. And so I think that also kind of just like being in a competitive state in sports, like you are naturally drawn to, and then competing with men or boys at the age or whatever, right? You just kind of look at that, like I feel like there's always that in the back of your mind, like you're
money
like,
wise.
oh shoot, like could I
competition
compete this person? You
competition
know what
is different.
So in a similar way, I grew up. My dad always had the saying, was like, you know, compare yourself to people who are above you. Don't compare yourself to people who are
Brittany,
below
that's
you.
not even a good comparison,
So
bro.
it's kind of, and did a lot of sports and stuff growing up. So there is always that sense of like looking around and seeing what the competition is. But also, I don't feel this need to like always be in competition though. You know?
Yeah.
So like I could look around and be inspired by other people, and I could see like, oh, this person is doing so much more with their life, or doing more creatively, or this and this and so forth, and I could be inspired by that. But I don't necessarily see that being like necessarily jealousy. Right.
Yeah.
My career in the world of adult entertainment, it's a double-edged sword. There's definitely times where I'm comparing myself to my fellow coworkers, and that does affect my views on myself a little bit. But
All right, so, okay, this nigga's a porn star. So I think your type of comparison is, what the fuck? This is a production. This is an interesting cast of guys you chose. It's real interesting. I don't think your comparison is like the comparison probably niggas. This nigga comparing meat. Guys. So while everybody else is talking about money and stuff, he said my coworkers, my nigga, what? Nigga, this ain't no office job. Your coworkers? What the fuck? What y'all doing? Gangbang scenes, my nigga? That nigga be looking across and being like, damn. Like,
at the same time, my masculinity and my manhood is pretty secure because of this. Whether we like it or not, one of the societal markers of manliness and manhood is your ability to attract the opposite sex, or just attract mates and things like that. And being fairly successful at that, even before I got into this line of work, really helped solidify my confidence in my masculinity.
Yo, wasn't when y'all nigga was younger and y'all was like in middle school and shit, nigga, wasn't y'all kind of insecure though? Because like everybody in class was like, man, I got 10 inches, man, I got 9 inches. Nigga, I used to be in the bathroom as a fucking little kid, like, what the fuck is this, bro? You a little ass kid. Niggas was really fucking lying in middle school. Niggas was like, nigga, I'm packing 10, nigga. I'm like, damn.
Manhood.
I compare myself at work
Like
all
it's
the time
glue
to
stick.
people who are really good at their job. And I'm like, that guy is way better than
Real
me
shit.
at work. Or at my
Hey,
work,
that's
you know, that woman
overthinking
is
at a
better
little
than me.
age, bro.
But I don't use it as like a, oh man, I
me.
suck, poor me, right? I'm
Yeah.
not a victim. I'm gonna use that as, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna get to be as good as that person and maybe better someday.
You see, that's where the ceiling is, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I have more room to grow.
Like, it's possible to be that good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's positive masculinity, is like, you're not competing like, I'm gonna tear you down. You're competing like, I'm gonna get myself good.
For me, like my dating life was negatively affected by the fact that I used to seek validation from other men by how attractive my girlfriend was. And so I would like try to date the hottest girl possible just so that I can like get that approval, right?
Niggas are
And a
stupid.
lot of times we wouldn't even have a connection, or we wouldn't be the right partners for each other. But it negatively kind of skewed how I did everything. I went through
Yeah, guys, don't do that, bruh. Some of y'all want these girls just because y'all feel like they're conventionally attractive. I know some of y'all niggas want a girl that's probably hit. She probably ugly as hell and you don't want to take her out, my nigga. But my nigga, if you love her, bro. If you love her, be with her, bro. I'm talking to you, bro. I'm talking to you. You right there. You know that your crush is ugly as hell. Your real crush is ugly as hell. Or a girl that like you. And you may not be like, I don't think God's gonna like. Go out with her, bro. Go out with her, bro. Stop worrying about what other niggas think, bro.
weight loss journey, and I was obsessed with achieving like a 6-pack and being really fit. And that's, unfortunately, the type of media that I consumed and the type of messages that I got, was kind of reiterating this ideal that like men had to be kind of gym going. And so, I find myself a lot of times looking at people in the fitness industry and seeing how I can, look more like them. It does cause a form of dysmorphia where I'm not quite ever happy. I'm constantly in some form of dieting, some form of like abuse to my body. There's some pros with that too, right?
I'm about to say, it seems like it's working, bro.
It has made me go from being someone who sits at a desk and doesn't take care of himself to someone who does.
I've never really had I suppose you could say, envious personality. I've never looked at somebody else and said, man, what do they have that I want? I don't know why I don't have that. It's not like, it's a benefit for me to some extent, I think.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You should look at niggas' style and probably be a little bit envious, bro. It might help you.
I'm not comparing who I am to them. I think of it rather as what sort of things need to be like achieved, when I see what they do, not comparing myself to them, rather I'm just seeing what they've done and I'm deciding on my own, what do I want to do.
Like, I think it's interesting how you explain it, and I love that you're so independent on how you express yourself or how you go by like your lifestyle. But for me, like, honestly, I compare myself to so many other men because it's to make me more palatable. So like being raised like again with only a Taiwanese family, and I'm the oldest firstborn like American child by like 10 years by my little brother and everybody else. Like for my family, especially in Taiwan, who's still
he do dress like he real rich.
like that, I compare myself to their norms of what a man should be, so that when they see photos of me, when they see my success, it's not something that's knocked down by my demographic or my mix. Or the same thing on the other side of the family. Like, I compare myself to a lot of other black men because I was not raised with black men or black people really. So, but the world is gonna look at me and see that automatically. So I compare that on both ends to portray myself to be more palatable and, I don't know, like accepted on either side. Even in the military, like my entire job, like if any of y'all were in the military, like your entire success rate, or like, sometimes they don't even look at you, just like you can be huge piece of shit as long as you can run a 2 mile in 5 minutes, So it's just, for me, it's gotten me to a good place where comparing myself to other men, not in a competition way, but to help me define my masculinity, what makes me a man, has helped me a lot to get to who I am.
As the only guy on this side, I'm actually curious. I'm curious to know if you're on that side and you feel like it's a negative thing or it's a positive thing.
Yeah, so I'm in the fitness industry. I do coaching. I post about like being in good shape, like physiques and all that stuff. So I keep up with like all of the fitness influencers. And sometimes like I'm not perfect at comparing myself, and maybe I shouldn't.
The
in
brokest
negative
dudes dress the
aspects,
most
right?
expensive,
But in the
for
positive
sure.
aspects, it's like, shoot, he's like really
I used to have niggas in school, cause I remember every nigga in school used to have retro Jordans, and my dad and my family never bought me retro shoes. Like, I never knew that niggas bought their retro shoes off of online. So we used to actually go into the stores, and most of the times they don't have those type of shoes there, and most of the times they did, they was too high. So I would get the shoes that closely resembled retro Jordans but wasn't retros. And I would go into class, and then niggas would be like, nigga, I got the 12s on, I got the 6s on, look at what you got, nigga, this nigga got on flights. And then these niggas used to be bragging about Gucci and shit. And I'm like, nigga, you live around the corner. Nigga, you hear gunshots outside too. You hear the same helicopters. You walk through the same cracked concrete. You walk past the same drug addicts. My nigga, why is you bragging about having these clothes and you still in this area? I used to be so confused. Niggas used to be having clothes that cost thousands, like all put together. And I'm like, nigga, if you would have saved that or had your mom save that money to put it to something more useful, I used to be so confused. And I feel like I did the right way. It wasn't till I start earning my own money that I start getting stuff and taking care of myself with the retros and stuff. But everybody else in the hood was wearing like that same stuff, flexing it and trying to make me, and what I was wearing was like trash. Cause I'm wearing like little simple, like little Air Forces and stuff like that. And they got on retros. And I'm just like, nigga, you live around the corner, bro. Don't try to talk like you wearing something that's like sets you apart from me and you on the same block. You in the same hood, bro. You're not on no different type of class level. I feel like that's like the only thing broke niggas worry about is like clothes and the flashiness and stuff. And that's why you see niggas like Zuckerberg and all of them, they be walking around in flip-flops shitting on niggas with their bank accounts. It don't be comparable.
This, maybe I should like change my form so I could like do that movement a little bit better. But then sometimes like I'll even catch myself, oh no, I like fell off the wagon of my diet or whatever, or I got sick or I got through an injury, and I'm like, now I'm not going to the gym, and I'm like, gosh, look at all these guys, like they're in so much better shape than I am. And that's where it would negatively impact me specifically, is when I start comparing myself to like they look better than I do, and I'm like not really looking at my situation. We're not on the same playing field.
Early into my transition, I was looking at these father figures, men figures, what is masculine, what is maleness. And so, does it hurt me? Yes, it did, because I was starting to lose a bit of who I was, because I had to make sure, don't stand with my hips, stand straight. Don't use my hands when I talk, be more strong and sturdy. And
that's interesting, because don't use your hands when you talk.
That's just an Italian thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I use my hands constantly, and I've never once been told to
Donald Trump, the president of the United States, all he does is talk with his hands.
Yeah, you gotta go like
No, but
There
there's
is, but
some mannerisms that are considered more feminine than others.
I get it.
And I had to change a bit of that, but I still hold a lot of those feminine traits really strongly, and I feel so blessed to actually have that, because now I can actually interact with women without making them feel uncomfortable, because if I want to compliment them, I might come off a little bit more feminine, but it makes them feel okay, and I can still make their day a bit brighter. Yeah. And so I do compare myself, like, I'm 5'7" on a good day, so like that's kind of hard, but I've been able to at least be on somewhat agree, because I don't fully compare myself to
it is a diverse roster.
I'm not them, I'm myself. Early into my transition, I did try to become somebody I wasn't. I was looking at the very binary men in my life, and on the internet,
we're watching
to live up to those
Men versus
standards
Men, the truth about masculinity.
And I realized
they seeing what men agree on about
journey
masculinity.
As a trans man, I don't need to be that person. I need to be myself.
I have apologized for being myself.
What? What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
I've absolutely apologized for being myself, because I realize that I have stepped into a male role, and there's some things that were not good. You know, I might be rude, or I might come across as something that I'm not. And so I've had to apologize, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it this way, and I understand how that affected you.
Yeah, I think I've also apologized for myself, just like my personality. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'll say something that somebody takes in like a wrong way, and like all of a sudden I feel bad. I think I'm very guilty of being like, and I've like tried so hard to get out of this, but being a people pleaser, like making sure that everyone's happy, everyone's taken care of, no contention. When in like reality, I should just be okay with like just saying what's on my mind.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a
think
people
for
pleaser,
me,
so I
like
don't-
if I say something that's
I don't
like,
care.
oh, being overweight is unhealthy, or being skinny. I was a skinny guy. Being skinny is also unhealthy. I don't like want that to just be like, even though it's a fact of the matter, kind of a statement. I don't want to say like, you know, somebody who's watching me who is skinny is like, oh man, this guy's like really shedding light to my situation. He's making me feel bad because I'm overweight or I'm skinny or yada yada. So it's like, I think I kind of shy away from saying stuff like that, but I should be a little bit more, I shouldn't be worried about offending people if it's like a matter of fact, if it's coming from a place of like genuine love, knowledge, and care, then I should just be me.
I'm a person who I very much want the truth. And that often comes across as combative or debating. And so a lot of the times I'll want my mom to see the truth in something or my wife to see the truth. And I'll say, well, no, that's not true. She'll watch something on the news. And I'll say, no, well, actually, okay, we have to consider this perspective, and that's not quite the way that is. And I'm trying to have a conversation with her about it because I do want there to be an understanding of the truth, because I don't want there people to be wrong. And the thing I get, and some of you may have heard this before, is you always have to be right. Yeah, I hope so. I want to be right. Why would I want to be wrong? Why would I ever want to be wrong? I know what they mean by that. They're saying that, like, you know, I can't stop, right? But it's not, for me, it's not about that. It's like, I don't want you to believe something wrong. I don't want to believe something wrong either. Maybe I'm wrong. And the only way I can get more out of you is if I probe and I ask more questions and I get more information. But I have apologized for it on multiple occasions. I'm sorry for having the last word. I'm sorry for saying this. I'm sorry for getting your goat with this information. I'm trying to understand. And so I've definitely had to apologize a lot.
I think for me, it's like what we kind of mentioned was like, yeah, I think for me, it's why I kind of chose to be like, disagree to be like, oh, be my authentic self is because I kind of grow up like being late identified neurodivergent and kind of living in a neurotypical society where I always over apologize. I think being over apologize for my existence. I think for so long it's been like, oh, I apologize for like interrupting people, or I apologize for like thinking differently, being different for everything.
So
I overcompensate everything.
Are you disagreeing
But
because
then,
it changed?
That nigga just said he used a pause to interrupt me, and you gonna interrupt him, my nigga? Like, let bro speak,
come
bro.
to terms with like when I kind of surround myself with neurodiverse people, we all interrupt each other. It's fine. It's just normalized. I think how society's social construct is like it kind of forced us to be in a place where like we felt less than our difference, we had to overcompensate our difference in being that. So for me, it's like sometimes I kind of look back. I was like, oh yeah, all these times when I kind of like done all these things, I had to apologize.
I personally don't even consider it apologizing. I consider it choosing peace, because I've been in relationships where hypothetical examples sometimes will come up, like if I was a dog, would you still love me? And you know, I used to kind of just be the tell.
Y'all ever get them questions, bro?
Tell the truth,
Yeah.
or just say my opinion as is, unfiltered.
If I was a
And
worm-
a lot of times, you know, what I learned as I got older is it's better sometimes to understand beyond the surface, and just, you know, either apologize or choose peace in these scenarios.
You don't feel like it's placating? You don't feel like it's...
Because, you know, sometimes it's, you know, some people want to be told, hey, do you, you know, tell me you love me. And sometimes it's not easy
That's a
to
nice
say,
watch.
tell me you love me. So you come up with a hypothetical and you say, hey, if I gained 300 pounds, would you still be with me? And
this is coming from a fat nigga, bro. Like, we gotta be realistic with these questions. 300 pounds? Hey, if y'all, if you guy or woman in the chat, if your partner gained 300 pounds, would you still love them? I feel like if you love somebody, your love is always going to be there, but it should be if it's true love. But your attraction? Nigga, 300 pounds? You gained it on top of what you have? I always be wondering that when I'm seeing like the 600-pound life, like, they always in a relationship. 400, 500 pounds. That's
You know,
that's something.
Like, let's say you're a fitness person and you would probably, let's say, not do it. I don't think that was the question really, right? You have to see past it. And so whenever I've had situations, and it's mostly in relationships, I'll be honest, like outside of relationships, I'm unapologetically who I want to be.
Yeah.
But in relationships, I tend to guard her feelings a little bit more. And to me, a form of choosing peace is to just apologize and make sure that she feels okay about what happened.
I think there's like a fine line between like sacrificing your own thoughts and then also keeping the peace. I think that's like you have to be very aware of it. Between like, 'cause I hate being a people pleaser. I've been told you're a people pleaser. Like I just can't express myself because what I'm going to say is going to hurt somebody and they're going to take offense to it, and that's their choice. But at the same time, there's that flip side where it's like you can't like. The truth does hurt sometimes.
I made the mistake of saying I'd leave her if she was a dog.
Yeah, like
it didn't go well at all.
That's a rookie mistake,
for my
bro.
actions and things that I've done, but I don't apologize for me. I like me. I'm fucking awesome, all right? So like, I don't feel there's anything. I may do something. I may say something. I know I have good intentions, but if it makes somebody feel a certain way, I will apologize for that. But that's not apologizing for me being me, though. That's hey, I misspoke. I missaid something, or I did something. But me as who I am, I don't feel like I have much to apologize for.
That makes a lot of sense with like friends you can cut easy, but like, I mean, a lot of us I think talked about it this way, but especially for me, it's like my family, my wife, people that I'm not gonna just be like, well, I could just go find other people. Do you ever feel it? How do you deal with it when it's like your friends or your family or someone you're close to like in a relationship with?
I've had to cut my family off at a certain point. Like I've got no contact for many years.
Okay.
Because again, I like who I am and I'm not gonna change who I am just to fit within the family dynamic and so forth. But through that, we found a way to work with each other, understand each other a lot better, and then now I'm back in the family being unapologetically me, but they accept me because they're like, hey, that's who he is.
Do you think cutting yourself off was necessary for them to get that?
I think it was necessary just given the situation that we needed some space so we could both kind of understand what was going on.
Okay.
For me, it's just agreeing to disagree. Like my mom is the complete opposite of me politically, and she loves to talk politics. That's a recipe for disaster for some people. For me, I talk with her. We get into a debate.
I hate politics, bro. Politics is the most draining thing.
It's fine
to talk
about.
Not
everybody has to agree with me. I may think I'm right, and I'm going to defend what I think is right. But at the end of the conversation, I don't care if you agree with me. Unless you're on my jury, I don't really need you to agree with me.
I also hate people that bring up. I hate people that bring up politics off of like nothing. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves, bro. It's like I posted something on my community page and it was like, hey, what do y'all think about the new Superman movie? And then I'm going through the comments reading them and they're like, I liked it because of this. I disliked it because of this. I liked it because of this. And then I just seen somebody, only people that like this are stupid liberals. Nigga, what the fuck does politics have to do? Like, why are you trying to start a political war in my comments? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. I hate when niggas just talk politics out of nowhere, bro. It pisses me off, bro. Maybe because me personally, I don't have a political party because it's some things I agree with on both sides and disagree with on both sides. So I also hate how, like, people feel like if you choose a party, you have to agree with them through everything. And it's like people purposely turn their brain off because they either a liberal or a conservative. And now whatever each side do, you're going to agree with. Even if you know morally that is wrong, you're still going to go with it because, well, it's my party. I already agreed with such and such. So if I say that side is right, that's me going against my own judgment, basically saying that I'm wrong. And I can't say that I'm wrong. I fucking hate that shit. Bro, it is like a cult. Like, politics is the most, that's just stupid, bro.
Exchange.
I do think there should be at least some care for at least for the people that you love. Because I like how you said about neurodivergence, about how you come off as like combative because you want to tell the truth, you know what you're talking. And so like as males, it's a way different perspective when you are coming off as that to a female. And so I believe that, yes, we should be each other, but we should also acknowledge when we do hurt someone, because sometimes that's not there. And even myself, I remember one time I was walking on the street and this woman kept turning behind. And I was like, oh, what's behind me? But then I realized I was a person that she was afraid of. And so, yeah, so like there's things that I apologize, like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I make sure to step on the opposite side of the sidewalk so that they're comfortable. So I agree we should be ourselves, but if we can acknowledge that, that goes a long way to the other person.
It's taken me a long time to figure out my own identity or feeling comforted by not fitting any of the facets that intersectionally make up who I am. I view myself as a fully Asian man, as a fully black man, as a fully queer man, as a veteran, stuff like that. Like, it's who I am, and I don't feel like I have to conform to each one of those demographics' expectations or even my own expectations of that, because I'm just living my life. I'm really proud of who I am.
As I kind of got older and realizing that like I don't really fit in the box and that's okay, and kind of just fully embracing my authentic self during the past 5 years now, like learning to do that and just like unlearning why society told me to be a certain way, and I kind of realized I shouldn't have to, and it's okay to be me, and it's okay to be navigate the world like how I am designed to be.
Before I got into the world of adult entertainment, because there's not a lot of Asian male performers in this industry, I knew that I couldn't exactly hide it. So
I wonder why. Why isn't there a bunch of Asian males in adult entertainment?
I had a conversation with my parents first and foremost to be like, hey, this is what's going on, and just out of pure courtesy, I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm planning on doing this. And that was the first time in my life my parents were like, you know what? You're an adult, you know what
Bro,
you're
you had to
doing,
tell your parents that you...
We trust that you have a good head on your shoulders, that you know what's best for your life.
Bro, imagine sitting your parents down and being like,
and I think that's
I'm about to be an adult
That's when I felt the
performer.
most celebrated, was for my parents after that long journey to finally accept me for being who I am and to support me in my journey in life. So that was a really great feeling.
I feel like they could have asked some deeper questions about masculinity. I feel like it kind of lost the plot near in the end. Like, they asked about male loneliness at the beginning, and then it just started turning into like personal questions. Like, what does apologizing for being yourself have to do with masculinity? Like, it just took like what? I don't know, bro. Not even just the fact that it got deep. I just feel like it wasn't even about what it initially started off as.
Y'all can pop whenever y'all feel like y'all want to pop. Y'all. Did you just help him? Y'all can pop.
How fast you can roll?
What time is it right now?
I do. You know that?
I do. I do. My fault.
Your fake Instagram account has
Oh, God.
4.5 million followers.
I met that person once at a press conference.
You believe them when they said that they ran it?
He was like, "Isn't that great? I'm that guy." And I went, "No."
Is this biryani?
YouTube shorts is trash, bro.
2 Chainz, why did you lie to Drake about being good? Kendrick said
2 Chainz say you good, but he lied.
I just think it was kind of like some wordplay because Drake and I got a song called No Lie.
You ain't never told no lie.
I just think it was a moment where it was about Atlanta artists.
You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars.
And so when he said he lied, I don't think he...
Travis Scott fans are crying tears of joy after hearing his new song and are now able to hear colors.
Hey, did y'all rock with that Travis Scott album? Like I said, I didn't hear it, so I don't know. I only heard Utopia and I mean, that's not my only Travis album. I'm saying I only reacted to Utopia on stream, and I wasn't really a Utopia fan first listen.
I don't think it's possible, bro. I can't my nails, but I can see the vision. My nails, but I can see the vision of why people paint them. I can see why Yachty does it because it actually goes with his fin and attire, and they express themselves. I personally would not paint my nails, gang. I'm not doing that. My nails.
Me personally, I'm saying I feel like people can do what they want, but something about like I feel like it's cool to just let women have some shit. Like I don't. Soon as I see a nigga with painted nails and it's like a color, it automatically pisses me off. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, bro. Something about it always pisses me off. I don't care who it's on. I don't care the race. I don't care whatever, bro. It just pisses me off. Especially when Drake started doing that shit. I'm just like, I don't know, bro. And I think it should be an age limit to it, too. Nigga, if you in your 30s, nigga, I don't think none of y'all should be doing it. But, nigga, if you in your 30s, nigga, you shouldn't be painting your nails.
Excuse me, bro. What do you do for a living?
When you sleep, you sleep.
Mhm.
When you eat, you eat.
Right.
When you talk, you talk.
Right.
When you work, you work. But nowadays, people work and they think about eating. People eat and they think about sleeping. People sleep and they think about working. So there's something not aligned. See, so there is no synchronicity. You are here, but actually something else is there. And this is not how it's supposed to be. Being present means you sleep, you sleep. You talk, you talk. You eat, you eat. You walk, you walk. You drive, you drive. You listen, you listen. This is ultimately where all of this journey goes. And then the amount of sleep is not so important, but the recovery rate is very, very different.
See, no. Y'all not hearing that nigga. Y'all not hearing that nigga. Y'all gotta be present. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all niggas got anxiety because y'all don't understand how not present you are. You're constantly thinking about the future and how shit's gonna go. But as long as you in the moment, bro, I got a tattoo because of a fuck, I don't even think I'm gonna see it. I got wait. It says here and now. Oh fuck, wait. It says here and now on my hand because it's one of my favorite quotes from a book that I read called Jonathan Siegel, and it's like the book is like a giant metaphor. It's about seagulls, but there's one seagull that wants to be different, and he wants to fly higher than all the other seagulls. All the other seagulls is flying at a certain level, right? But he wants to fly higher. Because he like, why are we down here and we don't ever attempt to fly as high as the eagles and all these other great birds and hawks and stuff? And the seagulls looking like, nigga, you a weird nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just a seagull, nigga. But then one seagull named Jonathan Siegel decided to keep flying higher. Right? And then he keeps going higher. And the higher he goes, he keeps meeting like new friends and stuff like that. And then he meets a friend. And before he has to move on, because he's going to keep flying higher, his friend was like, you know, if you leave, like, I'm going to miss you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then Jonathan Siegel asked him, do you think our friendship conquers space and time? And he was like, what does that mean? And he said, if you conquer space, all you have left is here. And if you conquer time, all you have left is now. So he said, do you believe that our friendship conquers space and time? And he was like, yeah. And so he was just like, okay, then basically saying that is like, in this moment, don't worry about what's going to happen. The fact that we're here right now talking, that's everything. So now I got to tell it because it meant a lot to me because it really put things into perspective. Like a lot of times when we think about stuff, like let's say like tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I'm getting headshots done because like I said, I'm about to start taking acting serious. Y'all niggas gonna see me in movies. One day, y'all niggas gonna be, hey, yo, ain't that gonna be fire, bro? One day, y'all gonna be sitting in a movie theater watching me. That's gonna be crazy, bro. But the day is gonna happen one day. But tomorrow, no, nigga, not Tubi movies. Anyway, tomorrow I'm getting headshots. All right, but I'm not even thinking about that. But let's say some of y'all got like a interview or something tomorrow, or something that you stressing about, and something that you thinking about. It does nothing for you to worry about it in the moment if it's not in front of you then. Because a lot of times we end up messing things up because we put things on this pedestal and then you go through with it and then you was so anxious about it. By the time you did it, Darman movies, Zeus. Okay. All right, bro. By the time y'all do it, y'all be stressed out. So basically what he's saying is basically be in the moment, bro. Don't stress about things outside of your control. Be in the moment, be present, bro. That's real rap. A background Tyler Perry character. Darman got bread. I should be in a Darman video. You know what's funny? I never watched a Darman video in my life. I only watch these channels that they said are like Darman videos, like Tomorrow's Teaching. I've never sat down and watched a Darman video.
Please sign this for me.
I don't give a damn about this.
I will pay you $2,500. Now, how many siblings do you actually have in total?
I am with the chairman and CEO of T-Series, and I flew all the way here to India to make you.
The law of attraction says
Tupac or DMX?
Tupac.
Nas or Kiss?
Nas.
Kendrick or Cole?
Kendrick.
Pharrell or Kanye?
Kanye.
I gotta go with my Filipinos, man. I'm gonna go with Pharrell, man.
Future or Young Thug?
Future.
Wu-Tang or NWA?
Wu-Tang.
NWA. I'm sorry.
Ice Cube or Biggie Smalls?
Biggie.
I have to pick Cube.
Eminem or MGK?
I mean, of course it's gonna be M, you know?
Alright, Bismarck here or ODB?
I'm gonna have to say Dirty.
Outkast or UGK?
UGK, they really didn't have that much time, you know?
Damn.
They really just, you know.
His knowledge of the game is crazy.
You know, they really just got them two. Outkast got 4.
Cube over Biggie. Ice Cube over Biggie. I'm still stuck on that, huh? Now, Ice Cube was cold. No pun intended. Just waking up in the morning, gotta think. But Biggie? Life After Death, Biggie? Ready to Die, Biggie? Cube don't even got an album that's better than... No.
4, so...
KRS-One or Rakim?
I just gotta pick KRS-One just because he's the teacher, man.
Ghostface or Raekwon?
Ghostface, man.
Primo or Dilla?
Dilla, man.
Brand Nubian or Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe Called Quest.
Mobb Deep or MOP?
Mobb Deep.
Scarface or Cube?
I gotta take a shot?
Yeah, you gotta take a shot.
Tupac.
What? Hey, man, I can't. I'm not gonna argue with the old heads, man.
Do you ever do one-on-one combat?
Yes. So
Who
when
is
we
this
do
nigga?
friendly sparring.
He like the modern Bruce Lee. All right, bro. It's 8 o'clock, bro. I think I'm gonna end it off right there, y'all. I think I'm gonna end it off right there, bro. Oh shit. Yeah, it's about that time. Hey, I stayed on longer though. I was just gonna react to the album. So now I'm saying, y'all can't even say nothing, bro. But I'm gonna end it off. I'm gonna end it off with the album playing. Like my favorite song. I gotta play Ring Ring on the outro, bro. Gotta play Ring Ring on the outro. But I appreciate all y'all joining, bro. Please drop the W's in the chat. I'm gonna try to make some skits. You know what I'm saying? Of course, as always. I'm going through a little bit of writer's block right now, so it might take me a little bit of time trying to get inspired, come up with new things. But when you see a skit, you know that the writer's block is over, my nigga. So I'll catch y'all next time. Enjoy y'all night, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, next time we ain't gonna see you till 2026. Hey, fingers crossed that is earlier, bro. Hope that another great album from somebody drop, bro. But yeah, bro. I'll catch y'all next time. Let me see some W's real quick. Spam some W's if you here, so I know that you here. Who made it to the end of the stream? Put a W if you made it to the end of the stream. W if you made it to the end of the stream. All right. Bye, guys.